Hello everyone, we're going to do a video on how to install the ATEMU device in a IS300. This is going to refer to European models. The US market obviously has two different variations of the IS300, pre-2001, after 2001. We will do videos of those particular units separately. So to start off with, these are the instructions that we send out with our units. Okay, there's the actual unit itself. And again, so the first page, if you're watching any of our other videos, the first page is literally just the generic instruction wiring guide. So first page is obviously telling you exactly what each and every wire is, and you can just work it out from there. So starting, so you got red, black, yellow, yellow, white, blue. So you'll see red, black, yellow, yellow, green. Well, there's a green in there somewhere. There you go, there he is. Okay, so you basically just follow from one side to the other, and those are your wires over there. This is just a generic one, so again, it covers various models, it's not specific, and we obviously move into the specifics on the next page when we go from there. So looking at the second page, what we've done is we've given the ECU plugs where their pin locations are. And so when you're looking at your ECU, you can see that's exactly what you're looking at. Now, when you come down to your diagrams here, you'll see there's E11, E12, E13, E14, and E15. Obviously that equates to the connectors there. So you can see E11 is A. So E11 is this one over here. So when you're looking at the diagrams and you look at these written in circles here, B. So B is E12. E12 is that one over there. It's a 35 pin, and it equates to this one over here. So first of all, that is how you use the diagram. You start off by working out which plug, so whether you're working on A, B, C, D, or E, then you can work out which one is A, B, C, or D from there, and that equates to your actual ECU. Okay, so I've put it like this just so you can see that's exactly what it looks like. Okay, so the first page here has all the actual sort of gearbox items, all right? So you've got things like your NCO, your SP2, then you've got your entire solenoid down there. So what you're noticing is most of the gearbox stuff is in the D plug. So let's go to D is E14. E14 is the 35 plug in the middle of the 3. So that's that one over there. Okay, so that's where you're going to find the majority of your stuff. Okay, so again, this is all your solenoids. So there's your S1, 2, 3, 4, which equates to your S1, 2, 3, 4 there. Then you've got NCO positive over there, which will then equate to your NCO positive over there, SP2 plus, and then you've got SP2 plus. Scrolling down here, you're going to have your SLU, your SLT, and your SLN. There's positive and negatives of each one, and that's for your resistors. And 27D is oil, and so that would connect to your oil over there. Okay. So I've put a little line here for STP. So that's to confirm, as per the original diagram here, you obviously want to cut, let me zoom in here a little bit, STP, okay? So that's just showing you exactly where that is. So that would be pin 4 of plug B. So again, we're going to go through this. B is E12. We come up here, we go along, E12 is this one. So we're looking at this one over here, and as per the diagrams, these are looking at the plug as though they are this way. So if I go directly overhead, you can actually see the similarities. See? Perfectly. So the way you're looking at a plug, when you are normally looking at it, you're going to be counting from right to left. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So when we're looking for STP over here, we're looking at 4 of plug B. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the one next to that sort of closed up hole there. Importantly, it doesn't matter if there's not a wire in there, it's still designated as a terminal. Okay, so don't count them just because they have a wire. So if you had a wire there, there, and there, that's not 1, 2, and 3. You do count all the holes irrespective of whether there's a wire in there or not. Okay, so that goes for there. I do explain it in writing a little bit on the bottom there, how to work out your connector, but that's what we're doing the video for, to help you guys out as well. So I've also noted down that you must cut STP wire and the NCO negative and the SP2 wires, and that refers you back to here. So there's your NCO negative, there's your SP2 negative. Okay, so for the resistors, as I said, you're doing between SLN, SLU, and SLT. So literally all you're doing is you're going to take these wires from the ECU side and you're going to take them and you're going to connect SLU positive and SLU negative to either side of a relay, a resistor. So imagine this is your resistor. That's how it's going to be connected. Now, I do underline it here, but these resistors get really hot. So don't put them inside your ECU box. Or stick them to the top of your ECU box or whatever. They do get exceptionally hot, as in you can barely touch them. So they must stay outside. You can mount them onto an aluminium plate, or if you wanted to help dissipate heat, etc. But definitely do not put them inside. You're going to have a bad time. Okay, so moving down here, okay, I've got another diagram here, which is going to move on to the other little sort of sections that you have. So if you have a look here, your two yellow wires, one is connected to 2 and one is connected to park. So again, there's your park, there's your 2. I've also circled L because you'll see in the notes you can connect either 2 or L, depending on, we've seen varied results. Some people prefer one over the other, so you can try that, and there is 5 different modes. So you can try 2, 5 different modes, L, 5 different modes, see which one works the best. If you've got a dyno, brilliant, then you can actually see it physically there. So I've also written here to cut, reverse, neutral, drive 3 and 4. So there again, that means cut away from the ECU. So it doesn't get any sort of rogue signals coming through on those various different ones there. This is your shift up, shift down wires. So again, just get rid of those, okay? And there's your L that I said before, okay? So now we're gonna move on to the other wires over here, which is gonna be your plus B, your E1, and your NE, okay? So as you can see from here, plus B, E1, and NE, splice in. You're not actually physically cutting it, you're splicing in. So if you move to page 4, so we've got some diagrams up here, okay? So again, the same principles apply. So to look for plug E, you just refer back to page 2 and you'll find exactly where that is. But there's your NE, so that's the one you're gonna cut, or not cut, but you're gonna splice into that one over there. That's B and B2, you can choose either one and you can splice into there. And that's E1. So you can find that one and then splice into that one over there. And I have written down and noted here that you must only tap and splice into any, not wire, not cut it. Okay. Now I've also put down here, so this is ST1 negative. So your stoplight switch actually has 4 wires. So you can see here, pin 3 and 4. So essentially the standard to Lexus Toyota system gives a 12 volts when the brakes are not pressed, ST1 negative. And they give a 12 volt when the brakes are pressed, STP. So we're cutting STP so the ECU doesn't get a signal that the brakes are pressed. So the other correction that we have to make is ST1 negative has to be connected to a constant ignition 12 volts. So you can take this wire, which is pin 8 of ST1 negative, and you can splice it into whichever other one of these that you didn't use. So one for the ATEMU device plus B, and one for ST1 negative, okay? All right, and then we've got the little notes section at the back here. So I've just written things like make sure unnecessary gearbox wires are cut from the loom completely from the ECU connector side. Just bearing in mind that you must use E1, otherwise you can end up with ground loops and you can cause problems. Remember, we are tapping into the crank sensor signal, so that's incredibly important. And this one is obviously to check the operation of the device itself. So on an IS300, if you still got your original gauge, you'll actually see that park is lit up on your dash. When you're below 800 RPM, as soon as you go above, you should see 2 light up. Now that'll change if you connect L, you'll see L light up, okay? And so basically, these are all the DTCs that you want to confirm are gone. So these are all your solenoid 1, 2, 3, 4, input speed, output speed, etc., okay? And obviously the resistors get rid of the other ones as well for SLU, SLN, and SLT. Okay, so that should mean that you have no check engine light on. If you've got a check engine light, then you've got another issue with, as long as you've correctly installed the ATEMU and the resistors, there should be no check engine light whatsoever. Okay, so I hope that's been super helpful. I think it's just easier to explain to you guys and actually physically show you exactly what you're looking at, you know, when you're actually looking at your ECU and trying to install it. Hopefully these diagrams make a little bit more sense now, and you're not going to have any issues finding, you know, plug D, pin 16 or whatever, you know, whichever one you're looking for, okay, with that sort of explanation. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. and we'll speak again soon. Bye bye.